Can the Raiders escape their downward spiral? It's the pressing question on every fan's mind as the Las Vegas Raiders continue to sink deeper into uncertainty. After a dismal performance in Week 5 against the Denver Broncos, where not one, but two quarterbacks struggled to make an impact, the Raiders are staring at a future clouded with doubt. Quarterback instability is crippling this once promising franchise, and coach Antonio Pierce is running out of options and luck. With every game becoming more of a challenge, the team desperately needs a reliable quarterback to steer the ship. Could the solution lie with a potential acquisition from the San Francisco 49ers or Minnesota Vikings? As rumors swirl, one thing is certain: time is running out. Raiders fans, you won't want to miss this deep dive into what's going on with the Raiders today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on all things Raiders news. How did the Raiders reach this point of instability? For a franchise as storied as the Las Vegas Raiders, the 2024 season was supposed to be one of rebirth under the guidance of coach Antonio Pierce. Yet here we are, 5 weeks in, and the team looks anything but revitalized. The Week 5 loss to the Denver Broncos highlighted a glaring issue that has plagued the team all season: the quarterback position. Without a reliable leader under center, the Raiders are watching their playoff hopes slip away, one bad throw at a time. As I watched the game unfold, I couldn't help but notice the frustration on the faces of Raiders fans. The offense was stagnant, and neither Gardner Minshew nor second-year QB Aidan O'Connell could find a rhythm. Minshew, pulled late in the third quarter after a subpar performance, left fans wondering, is this the best we've got? O'Connell, brought in to salvage the game, only made matters worse. The stats speak volumes: 137 yards, 2 interceptions, and a QBR that dipped as the game wore on. It's not just the fans who are concerned. The team itself is in a state of turmoil. Devante Adams, their star wide receiver, remains sidelined with a hamstring injury, leaving the offense even more one-dimensional. With Adams possibly headed out the door before the trade deadline, things are looking grim. The question on everyone's mind: can the Raiders turn this around before it's too late? The hope surrounding coach Antonio Pierce's leadership was palpable at the start of the season. Pierce, known for his aggressive style and no-nonsense attitude, was brought in to ignite a fire under a Raiders squad that had grown complacent. But as Week 5 showed, even the best intentions can fall short when the quarterback situation is in shambles. Pierce made a bold move, benching Gardner Minshew in the third quarter, hoping for a spark from O'Connell. For a brief moment, there was hope. O'Connell came in with the weight of expectations on his shoulders, tasked with rallying a faltering team. But as the minutes ticked away, it became clear that O'Connell was not the answer, at least not yet. His 94-yard performance, coupled with an interception, further deepened the Raiders' quarterback woes. A once promising season is now teetering on the brink. I couldn't help but wonder, where do the Raiders go from here? It's not just about finding a reliable quarterback. It's about rebuilding confidence in a team that seems to be losing faith in itself. Raiders fans, you deserve better, and the organization knows it. But the solution isn't simple, and time is running out. The most glaring issue for the Raiders today is the quarterback position. Gardner Minshew, brought in as a veteran presence, was supposed to be a stopgap, a bridge to the future. However, after several underwhelming performances, it's clear he's not the long-term solution. His outing against Denver, where he completed only 12 of 17 passes and threw 2 costly interceptions, might have sealed his fate as a backup rather than a starter. Aidan O'Connell, on the other hand, is still an enigma. The second-year QB had shown flashes of potential, but those flashes dimmed in the spotlight of Week 5. When he stepped in for Minshew, the hope was that he could spark the offense. Instead, he managed only 94 yards with a disappointing passer rating. The quarterback carousel continues, and it's doing nothing to stabilize the team. So where does that leave the Raiders? The reality is, without a solid quarterback, any hopes of postseason success are slim. Fans have started clamoring for a trade, and all eyes are on potential acquisitions. The question is no longer if the Raiders will make a move, but when. With the trade deadline approaching, Pierce and his team must act decisively. Rumors are swirling in the Raiders' news circle about potential quarterback acquisitions. One name that has consistently been mentioned is the San Francisco 49ers backup quarterback. He's had a strong campaign this year and appears confident in his abilities, qualities that the Raiders desperately need right now. Pierce is fully aware that a quarterback change could be the answer, and the 49ers QB seems like a prime candidate. But the 49ers aren't the only team with a quarterback that could interest the Raiders. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold has also been floated as a possible solution. Darnold, who has been on fire this season, leading his team to an undefeated 5-0 record, could be exactly what the Raiders need to turn their season around. With 932 yards and 11 TD passes, Darnold has shown he can be a game changer. However, landing a quarterback of Darnold's caliber won't come cheap. Janney of Spot Track predicts that Darnold could command a massive 4-year, $160 million contract in 2025, a price that the Raiders might be willing to pay if it means salvaging their future. But with time ticking away, the pressure is on to make a decision before the trade deadline. Of course, the quarterback issues aren't the only problem plaguing the Raiders today. Devante Adams, their star wide receiver, has been sidelined with a nagging hamstring injury. Without Adams on the field, the offense has lacked firepower, making it easier for opposing defenses to shut them down. Adams, who has been a cornerstone of the Raiders' offense, is not just any wide receiver. He's a game changer. His absence has left a gaping hole in the Raiders' passing game, and the team has struggled to find a reliable replacement. Even if the quarterback position stabilizes, without Adams, the Raiders will continue to struggle to put points on the board. Adding to the uncertainty is the fact that Adams could be wearing a different uniform before the NFL trade deadline on November 5th. Losing Adams would be a blow to the team's offensive capabilities, but some argue that it might be necessary to rebuild the team for the future. The decision to trade or keep him will likely come down to the wire. The Las Vegas Raiders are at a crossroads. With a 2-3 record and a struggling offense, changes need to be made, and fast. Coach Antonio Pierce is facing immense pressure to stabilize the team, particularly at the quarterback position. Whether it's through a trade or an internal shakeup, the team can't afford to stay on its current path. The question is, can they turn things around in time? Looking at the Raiders news, there's speculation that new faces could be coming to the team soon. From the 49ers backup quarterback to the Vikings Sam Darnold, the